Hey, this is Jamison Tilsner of Tilsy TV. I'm here with Hayden Black, creator of GoodnightBurbank.com and Abigail's X-RatedTeenDiary.com. How's it going, Hayden?
Hey, nice to meet you, Jameson.
So tell me, how'd you get into the internet? How'd you discover it as a medium for spreading your creativity?
Absolutely by accident. I was taking an improv class at Upright Citizens Brigade, and somebody in the class said they had a green screen studio and that we should, shoot some sketches and put them up on the web. And this was January of 2006, just last year. It already feels like, a whole other era,
Right.
And I was just like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever, as most of everybody in the class was. And I mentioned it to a friend of mine who worked at Time Warner Home Video, and he lit up like a Christmas tree. And he gave me some paperwork that they'd done, at Time Warner, seeing what kind of audiences they were expecting. Huh. And even though that's like already hopelessly outdated, there were just huge numbers. And suddenly this little light bulb went on, and I was like, oh, we can do this for exposure. And it was even, we did it for a few months, and it was only, it took 2-3 months to realize, oh, we don't necessarily need television anymore.
Your first idea was Goodnight Burbank, I assume.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the evolution of that concept.
Well, that began as a TV show idea to be a whole half-hour comedy set during a news broadcast, from start to finish. We had a green screen studio at our disposal, so I kind of pulled it out, dusted it off, compressed it down to its most basic form and 5 minutes, and figured that if we were to do any more of these, we could slowly kind of evolve it and grow it and bring it back to where it started, life.
And so you've gotten a lot of traction and a lot of publicity from Goodnight Burbank, and then comes Abigail's X-Rated Teen Diary. Where did that come from, and what are you finding from that?
Well, that was designed with 1.5 years of learning about what the internet was. That kind of came from there. It's still, an idea that you can take to different platforms. You can have the book, the movie, the TV series, but it was very much designed to live on the web. And we're also inviting people to send in their own video responses. And as we're taping this, we're coming up to 2 months. So of 8 weeks, we've already had 4 really well done video responses sent to us, and we're putting the best up on the feed itself.
So you see these different media as different ways for the audience or the viewers or community to interact with the characters in many different ways. That's kind of what I gathered from what you...
Yeah. I think that, you got some people out there from traditional media's side saying that new media is not going to go anywhere, which is, rather stupid and short-sighted. But I think you also have some people on new media's side thinking that old media is done to a degree, and right. It's not. They're just as short-sighted. It's all going to converge. And
you're a writer by trade. How do you feel being a performer and a producer and a director and a businessman, a manager, I suppose?
Yeah, and Uncle Tom Cobley and all. It's... There are days when it's daunting because, it's like traversing a minefield. You don't want to do the wrong thing. But it's mostly really exciting, really exhilarating. You've got to put in a lot of work, a lot of character development before you really should pick up the camera. And that's going to show in your work. And your stuff could crash and burn if you've not put any thought into it. If it's just one joke, one-dimensional character, who cares? What is the reason for an audience to come back?
Thank you so much, Hayden.
My pleasure.